Welcome to another Inside the Lines. I'm Tommy Ashley. That's Grace Nugent. We are here in Boschheimer Stadium, sponsored by Johnny T-Shirt, JohnnyT-Shirt.com. North Carolina gets a stranglehold on the Chapel Hill Regional.
Great Ted Nugent reference song.
Ted Nugent reference. Get it? Grace Nugent, Ted Nugent.
Not related.
No relation. Carolina behind Jason DeCaro's impact on the mound and the bat straight out of the gate, Grace. 6 runs in the first inning. We heard all week about how Kyson Witherspoon was going to give North Carolina trouble. Scott Forbes referenced a lot of that talk in the press conference today. Carolina comes out 6 runs in the first. Batters Witherspoon from start to finish.
I mean, they blitzed him. And I've talked to some very reputable sources, the national guys. Looked at the stats. This is an incredible starting pitcher. Forbes said it, and now UNC has faced 2 of the best pitchers, what I think is the best lefty and the best righty in the country, in Jamie Arnold and Kyson Witherspoon. And statistically, going all the way back to his freshman year at junior college, he just had his worst outing on the mound. 9 earned runs. It was the lowest strikeouts of his, I believe, Oklahoma season, maybe career. It was by far his worst outing this season, most runs. They were seeing him so well, and I think what's worked so effectively for them, this offense, and you talked about it to Forbes, is their ability to hit the fastball. Because he's got it 98 in there, and he relied on his cutter too much. I think it was about 29% of the time, which is a fantastic pitch. But the Tar Heels were able to hit the fastball and eliminate the cutter as an option. Thus, they were able to have monster success. Sam Angelo had 2 homers basically off the bench as a DH. He hasn't had consecutive games starting in a while, and he just absolutely mashed today. Tyson Bass had a homer. Gavin, I believe, went 3 for 4, which is regional Gavin Gallagher form, and the offense just fired on all cylinders.
Yeah, North Carolina, I mean, when you're playing in a big baseball game like this, you want to come out hot. Carolina does that, gets Oklahoma back on their haunches a little bit. Carolina was able to ease into it after that. Jason DeCaro we talk about should Carolina start their ace on Saturday or Friday. The bottom line is North Carolina has 2 aces, folks. And Jason DeCaro looked just as good as Jake Knapp did against an Oklahoma team that was ready to go. But when it's 6-0, they press, DeCaro settles in. Grace, I thought DeCaro's ability to go deep, to not have any walks, that is the biggest thing. That free passes for DeCaro have been an issue at times. For him to be clean on that, and I believe 8 strikeouts.
Yes, it was a career high, or tied a career high, 8 strikeouts for Jason, and I asked him about this, but the biggest thing for him was the no walks. That has been a problem that he's had with his 4-pitch mix, and the idea that he's not going to get the fastball up to 98 miles per hour. He has to be a little bit more selective about his command, and that's been a little bit of an issue, which makes sense. We all know he's on the younger side, but they do have 2 aces, and for Jason to come in with all of the chatter about Kyson, now obviously I'm not in Jason's head, but I think that could have been a little bit of a factor in his performance, and that he was not pleased with how he performed in last year's regional. He came out and he absolutely shoved. Yeah. And I don't think we can de-emphasize or emphasize enough the 0 walks. That's one of the reasons Jake Knapp has been so effective, because he's not wasting pitches on walks. He's not letting guys get on unless they do it with their bat. And Jason did the same thing tonight. And I mean, it was a masterclass to see. If he keeps pitching like this, Jake keeps pitching like this, Tar Heels got a bright future.
Absolutely. How do free passes hurt you as a team? Oklahoma panics on the first play of the game. Kane Kepley hits a soft liner to third base, bobbled, panics, doesn't make the play, starts the big inning. No walks for DeCaro, just a huge thing. Like Grace said, Knapp's ability to keep those off the bases is what makes him so good. If DeCaro's going to throw like that, like you said, North Carolina's going to look good. Let's turn to tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Obviously, Oklahoma and Nebraska will play here at noon. Should not be any weather issues tomorrow. Hopefully so. It has been a mess in Boschheimer, just ridiculous with all the rain. But Oklahoma, Nebraska, whoever gets through that, they're going to see Aiden Houck on the mound, going back to the normal rotation. We saw Ryan Lynch for a couple batters here against Oklahoma, but Houck back on the mound. It's time for Houck to step up.
Yes, I think so, and this will be a big situation. Obviously, we don't know who UNC will be facing. We know that Oklahoma will be starting Cade Crossland against Nebraska, and last time Nebraska and Oklahoma played, which actually technically was today, since I believe it ended after midnight. Nebraska tried to mount a comeback, and that's a team that's probably going to look for another win after their defeat of Holy Cross tonight. They, Big Ten champions, they don't want to leave. I mean, obviously, neither does Oklahoma. I think that's going to be a good game. And then 6 p.m. But we saw, and Forbes said it, that tomorrow might be the toughest game to win. It happened last year against LSU. They won the first two, and then it was that put-away pitch, that second one, the elimination one, especially if it's against the same team, that can be quite difficult. But I think this is going to be a big time for Aiden, and it's also going to be a big time for the other arms that are not Jason DeCaro or Jake Knapp. We saw a few of them tonight, and Forbes mentioned getting guys like Olin Johnson and Cam Padgett work in a little bit less stress situations, but still in a regional, still in the postseason, is really important because they're going to need them down the line. I know Olin only pitched 1 inning. Maybe there's a chance he can come back. Ryan may be able to come back. Walker, Kale, Cam Seagraves. There's a lot of options in that pen, which they may need tomorrow, and then if they got to play anymore.
Absolutely. Shout out to the folks that are getting Boschheimer ready. They're all around this working here late into the night.
The grounds crew, too.
The grounds crew, the cleaning crews, everybody is part of this operation here in Chapel Hill. It's been a fantastic regional so far. Boschheimer was rocking tonight, especially in that first inning. It'll be that way again Sunday night here at 6 o'clock. If you've got tickets, get here. If you don't have tickets, get here anyway. Be a part of it. The Bosch magic is real. Scott Forbes, Sam Angelo, Jason DeCaro, they talk about it all the time. This North Carolina team is legit if they get the pitching that they've been getting. Aiden Houck gets that chance tomorrow. That's Grace Nugent. I'm Tommy Ashley. We are sponsored by Johnny T-Shirt, and we are out. Stay tuned to Inside Carolina for all the coverage of the North Carolina Diamond Heels.